Hello everybody, what's up? It's Papa Bale. Welcome to the channel. So, I got my pulse motor here with a 6-inch rotor with 4 magnets facing outward, 1-inch cubes, north outward. I have 2 drive coils that are tri-filar. I've got currently both of the non-trigger strands in series in a drive. So we have a drive. This coil is 20 and 22 with the rectifier in between them. And the one over there is 18 and 20 gauge with the rectifier between them. And then we have our 2 generator coils. 18,000 turns of 32 gauge with the soft iron core. 22,000 turns of 32 gauge with a iron filing core. And that's pretty much the lowdown of what this is. Now I'm going to demonstrate. We'll do it 12, the circuitry. 1, 2, 3. So you got 1 clip on the base, 2 clips on the collector, and 3 clips on the emitter in your gold. And then you got 1 clip for the negative connection. But that doesn't go to the transistor, it goes to the other end of the coil. Alright, so here we go. I'm reckoning this is going to get up to speed fairly quickly. Bingo. All right. Now, the 2 generator coils are hooked up to the meter, of course. .500-volt spikes are peak to peak. I like to call it a spike because that's just, the lingo. But it's not the spike, the BEMF spike. It's not that. Just a nice crisp wave. Looks like a bunch of N's now. 500-volt peak to peak. Oh, it is the DC. There we go. AC. Sweet. All right. Now, let's back it out again. My bad. There we go. We're going to turn the light on. It's pretty bright. And our wave changes to a square wave. And so what I think happens here is it takes a certain amount of energy to turn on the light, yeah? Turn that off, you get that energy back on the wave here, and then you turn it on, and it takes it off, and it puts it into the light. It just like cuts off the top and the bottom of the wave and throws it into the light. That's what I see anyway. That's probably not what's happening, but that's what I see. It's like here, we need this much to turn the light on, but we don't need all of it. All right, so this is awesome to get that much power off of 2 coils. But I'm pretty sure that it's going to be, there's nothing magic here. It's just, it's fun. You know what I mean? Uh, there's a hint of danger. I mean, it's fun. Once you throw a magnet off of one of these things going like 2,800 RPMs, there's a hint of danger. From then henceforth, there's a hint of danger, and you increase your engineering skills so that you can compensate for that danger. But once it happens, it doesn't just go away because you made a better rotor. I'm just letting you know right now, it's there now, and it's like, whoo, slight little bit of anxiety there, just a little bit. It's not too bad because I know the forces at work here are going to push the magnets out, and they're sitting in 100% infill of holes that are at least their dimensions. These at least the dimension of the magnets. So I mean, but it might have been good to make it like a millimeter deeper. And then maybe make it more permanent. That coil might bounce so that you can't take the magnets out. But as of right now, everything's interchangeable. I can take these out and put them in like a 3 or back into 9. That's a magnet rotor. Like this one, it's supposed to use aluminum and these little bad boys to move. It's supposed to go one of these, a piece of aluminum that wraps around this thing, like it wraps around it. So you get your north and your south. And then these are hollow in the middle. I made them out of copper infused PLA, and they got a little empty sphere in the center. So I was hoping maybe if like I ever got them on there, or I might actually have to like reprint this thing and print it all at once, so they'll be placed in their little holders, like really delicately. But you know, it's from what I know about it. One, I'm not gonna build it right. I'm not gonna build it right. I've only seen one picture. It wasn't even a design. It was just a picture. And then I read, the articles, and there was a, presentation on it and everything like that. But yeah, man, the actual go back and look, there was like not the Utron, but the thing that it rests in starts with a T. I forget the name of it, or I would have looked it up a long time ago. But it's the 45-degree angle, which allows the square edge of the Utron to pass along the magnetic fields, creating that spin. You get what I'm saying? At a 45-degree angle, that's maximum surface area covered by the magnetic force. Anyway, yeah, I was just going to make a little tabletop one. I have tons of crystals. That's what I used to do, man. When I was like a teenager, I would go up to the local trade center and work at my rock shop. I used to read people's fortunes and sell precious gemstones. I know all about the aura. I always felt like people uh, are capable themselves to do all what's going on right now. Um, yeah, like big, like walking Tesla coils. We have an energy field that emanates from our core, and it's of a different energy than AC and DC. It's different. It's more. I can't even say what in comparison because they don't really compare, but definitely different. Anyway, that's how I feel about people. People have tremendous potential and capability, um, and a lot of the time, to recognize it is different than to realize it. Um, it's probably a good thing if you could recognize, but you don't have to recognize to experience uh, all that magic, man. I mean, the masters, the ones who built the stone garden down in, I believe it was in Florida. I forget what his name was, but he could lift those rocks. He did all that stuff with his bare hands, man, or well, what appeared to be his bare hands. I would assume that it was his bare hands if what I just said previously is true at all. That he did that by resonating with resonation, with his resonation, lifting, making it appear in that instance to be weightless. And yeah, that is totally, if you can, like, yes, it's totally possible. But it's not denying the laws of physics, you see. It's just the laws of physics are incomplete. It's very incomplete. It's art. Some of it's like gold, and some of it isn't. I think some of it is very incomplete and needs better explanation. Um, the math that I bumped into, like I never took a physics class, but the math that I bumped into is, it works. So it's not like the math is wrong. That's not what's wrong. It's just that the energy source that we're drawing from doesn't, it doesn't apply here. um, but it is totally here, if you get what I'm saying. It's not, it's more a way of life, or it was. I have to say it was a way of life. To have all that power at the like tip of your fingers. But I think that, what goes around comes around kind of thing. I think we've done all that already. We've done it before. If the cycle that happens is more like a corkscrew, it's always moving forward, but it's definitely going through the same cycle. Um, if you can imagine what that would be like. Uh, so you're definitely going through a cycle where you're cycling through Gold, through ages. It's basically how they broke it down. Golden age, electric age, information age, all this type of stuff. And I know it sounds exactly, that's what I said to myself. It's like, it sounds like civilization. It sounds like a game I play. But if you understand that we are moving towards something and away from something at the same time, always. There is a peak to peak, okay? There is an up and a down to this whole thing. There's a side and there's a side. But I feel like there's also a forward trend, which makes it different every time you go through the cycle. But, I mean, and through one of our cycles, we're supposed to get 2 meteor showers. One has already happened. One is going to happen. It's because our planet passes through the asteroid belt twice in this cycle. Once on one end, once on the other. What happened last time? We had a lot more ice. Okay, we had a lot more devastation because there was an ice shelf that some of the meteors crashed into and melted, instant melted, and created huge, like torrent rivers of debris with the water that didn't get incinerated. Lots of ice. I believe that happened. I believe that there's like a deeper, richer history that we have, that us as human beings have. Forget aliens for a second, just us. We have a rich, much deeper history than any of us know, I believe. Well, maybe there's some people who know. I can't say nobody knows how deep it goes, when it changed. I believe alien life has played a huge part in the way that we have evolved. If you go by the theory of, say, we were created by aliens, if that is the case, then we're, some kind of hybrid. Something, but I don't think it could just be a seed of humanity that was planted. It could, there's thousands of different movies and things like that that put forth hypotheses. There's books. But I'm willing to believe that there's a lot more to us as people, as as a people does, as a people is. There's thousands of different titles and slang, slur, everything. Us as people will, have a rich history. That if we threw all that history into a pot, there'd be a lot of, it'd be great, in my opinion. It'd be awesome. So yeah, I mean, this is a pulse motor. I wouldn't call it alien tech. It's got 2 drive coils at the north-south here, and then it's got 2 generator coils. All right, well, you guys, it's been great. I hope maybe you've listened to some of this. This is a 21-minute video, so I'm going to call it. But thank you very much for sticking around. Bye now.